Hey sweet people, how's it going? It's again time for a quick coffee to get some inspiration on brand building and your content strategy. My name is Marc T and this is the Creative Coffee Break. This episode is the third podcast snack on strategic storytelling. If you're an entrepreneur, brand owner, or artist, and you want to build a brand for yourself, you've come to the right place. Today, we talk about understanding your audience by using tools like buyer personas and, even more important, empathy. Before we start, a quick word from today's sponsor. This episode is presented by Rösternest, which is German for roaster's nest. This family-owned coffee roastery offers a variety of carefully handcrafted specialty blends. High-quality beans and gentle individual roasting makes Rösternest coffee a real taste experience. Today, I am drinking Sabah's Sud, a dark espresso roast with the aroma of almond and nugget. With the promo code SweetSpot10, listeners of this podcast will get 10% off of any order till October 31st. Visit rösternest.de and use promo code SweetSpot10 and have yourself a creative coffee break. All info in the show notes. And now, let's start our podcast coffee break.
Freshly brewed inspiration, delicious news, and hot tips to wake up your brand building. This is the Creative Coffee Break with Marc T.
All right, sweeties, let's do this. In the first two episodes of this series on strategic storytelling, I covered the ROI of content, the return on invest of your storytelling strategy, as well as the brand core story. Today, we want to focus on something which I find strongly neglected. Every marketer and creative knows that he must know his target audience to work well. But very few have their target audience well defined. In everyday life, I often see shortcuts, rough outlines of audiences. Some use default templates, some even use only the social media audience info. People, that is not enough. Your audience is the most important contact for your business, so you need to know what makes them tick. I don't mean social demographic data such as income, age, place of residency, etc., etc. Yes, that's part of it, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. I'm talking about media behavior, desires, problems, needs. Why is that important? Let me give you a well-known example for this. Close your eyes and imagine a person in front of your mind's eye. A white man, very rich, world famous, 70-something years old, and from the United Kingdom. Okay, some of you imagined King Charles and others imagined Ozzy Osbourne. If you look at the social demographical data, that's the same audience. And this example makes it very clear they are extremely different and they are 100% not the same target audience. And that's what it's all about. How do you get to know your audience so well that you can address them in a relevant way, meet them at eye level, and help them find real solutions? There are many tools for this. One of them is the buyer persona, which asks all these questions in 8 or more categories. You find more info about it on my website in one of my spot-on classes. As always, this podcast is not about concrete tools. I want to tell you and share my experience to give you an understanding of the problem so you can ask the right questions. You can then describe your target group in a Word document, hang it on the wall or a pin board, and like one of my customers, put it up as a life-size cardboard display in the marketing meeting room. Documenting your audience needs to be more than a reminder or a technical guide on planning campaigns. When you look at your target audience, you should have a real person in mind. And to do that, we need to know their media behavior. Which channels are they active on? Where do you reach them? In addition, awareness of needs and problems is extremely important for telling relevant stories and offering added value. Let me give you an example. One of my clients sells vegan nutrition supplements and sports food. He used to address different audiences, and one of them was athletes. In the first workshop we took, I was like, wait a minute, all athletes have the same need when it comes to vegan supplements? After a whole day of strategy sessions, we turned this one vague target audience into 4 separate audiences. One of them was the gym rat that needs to build muscle fast and needs to learn why vegan protein works better. One of them was for everyday athletes that didn't even know they needed the supplements. One of them was especially for vegan athletes that double check every ingredient and need to build trust. And one of the audiences were personal coaches that always look for the very premium product and also can work as a brand ambassador. And that insight, splitting one of the audiences into 4 very defined, very concrete audiences, was a pretty big game changer for that company when it comes to marketing and sales. You see, well-formulated and documented target groups serve not only in marketing, but also in sales to prepare better sales pitches, and also in product development to create better new products based on real customer needs. So how does your audience look like? You need to paint a picture using your knowledge, your experience. You can talk to your sales team. You can ask even your loyal customers about some of the facts. Start stitching together a picture of your buyer persona. It's not important that you know everything right away. It's a work in progress, but you really need to face this challenge with a lot of empathy. Understand what your audience needs and what their desires are, and what about your service or product can serve these needs. It will serve you to create better content and give you way better sales pitches. Well, sweet people, I hope you take something away from today. You will rethink and rework your target audience profiles, for example, with buyer personas, but definitely with a lot more empathy. That's it for today, folks. Hope you're all well caffeinated and have a great week. If you want to learn more about audiences and storytelling strategy, check out my brand storytelling workshop called Story Mapping on my website, sweetspot-studio.com. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, sweet people. I'll hear you next week on the sweet side.
This podcast is produced by Sweet Spot Studio. New episodes each week, wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you enjoyed the show, leave a rating and subscribe to never miss an episode. Find out more at sweetspot-studio.com.